Okay, so this is the yeswelder cut-65ds. This is a dual voltage machine, does 110 and 220. It does 2-touch trigger and 4-touch trigger, and this has plasma arc. So you can apparently use this with a portable CNC cutting rig, which I unfortunately don't have room in my garage for. I'm cutting 1/4-inch aluminum plate with it. I have it set on 50 amps. It's plugged into a 60 amp 220 circuit. Now, according to yeswelder, which they don't put any of this in any of their documentation, even on 110 with this machine, you still have to have a 60 amp circuit to run this machine. And I fully believe that because I've tried running this really low on amperage on the setting here and running it on a 20 amp circuit in my garage, and it blows the breaker quick. And I have really good electric in my garage. I'm not working in some 70-year-old garage that's got shit wiring. So that to me is kind of a downfall, that you need to have a 60 amp 110 circuit to run this machine on 110. And again, they don't tell you this in any of the documentation that I've seen or I got with the machine, and it doesn't say it on their website. I actually had to email them several times as if they don't understand English to find out what size circuit I needed to run on 110. So I'm pretty much stuck running this on 220 until I can get around to buying a 60 amp 110 breaker, which unfortunately means I can't run the air compressor for shop air at the same time as this, because this is actually plugged into my shop air. So I've got to fill the shop air compressor and then unplug it, plug this machine in, hook the air to this, and do the cutting and keep going back and checking the capacity gauge on the tank. So we're going to be cutting this 1/4-inch aluminum plate. I've already used it to cut this. I used it to cut the outside diameter of this 50 series plate. So obviously my hand is not as steady as a machine, and I'm probably running it way high on the amperage, but at 50 amps it goes right through this, no problem. So like I said, my hand's not that steady, but for my purposes I can easily dress that with a grinder with a flap disc that I'm using just for aluminum. So as you can see, 1/2-inch 5000 aluminum plate, not 1/2-inch, sorry, 1/4-inch aluminum plate, 5000 series. It burns right through, no problem. Which is one of the things I specifically bought this for, is for this project. Just like the MiG 250 Pro, which is supposed to be their aluminum machine. I will say one thing. See all this on here? This is from us cutting the outside diameter of this plate. So this it doesn't throw sparks like it would with steel, which I guess if you're not paying attention might put you in a false sense of security there as far as everything being okay. But you can see on my pants and all over my shoes, it's all molten aluminum. I should be wearing work boots. I definitely recommend wearing jeans. Don't wear like sweats or whatever, old dress pants or anything polyester wise. because you're blowing molten aluminum on everything. On the jeans, it pops right off for the most part. The same with the shoes, but it definitely throws some molten metal, but not sparks. And because it's not throwing sparks, you might not think that it's throwing the metal, but this is all molten metal on this plywood. So, like I said, I don't think I've used this on steel yet. I'm sure it cuts steel perfectly fine. I bought it mainly for the aluminum, so I could do this job. So, other than you having to run a very high amperage breaker on this, the machine itself seems to work fine. I haven't had any issues with it yet. So this actually is a good machine so far.